Actor Stephen Valeri has crammed so much into his career since graduating from Monash with a Bachelor of Performing Arts back in 2014. It's seen him performing Floyd Collins, The Silver Donkey, a storyteller in Children of Eden. Towards the end of 2014, Stephen joined the cast of the highly successful Australian production Peppa Pig Live, then continued with the show overseas for some 18 months, travelling right through various parts of the world. In recent times, he's focused more on cabaret and comedy. Now, a new show, First Date, is on the way. It's a hilarious Broadway musical. It's on the dating scene, as I was saying before, when we're trying to get this young man online. And if you like The Bachelor, The Bachelorette, and all those sort of shows, I think you're going to like this one too. Stephen's online now and willing to talk to us. Steve, nice to have you with us. Thank you for joining me.
Pleasure, Lee. Thank you for having me.
Oh, that's my pleasure too. This is going to be a lot of fun for you guys down there at Chapel Off Chapel.
Yes, definitely. It's a very fun show, and we've just started rehearsals in the last week. We started on Sunday, and already it's going to be quite a hilarious process for us, I think, because we can't seem to get through any of the rehearsal without bursting out into laughter.
That's what I was saying about radio when you were coming on, being television for imagination, and very, very much what you do there in getting your performance into gear and so on, then getting it to stage. And of course, you watch bloopers on television, don't you, from time to time, and you see all the bloopers that do really go on behind the scenes. Now, we should do a blooper review, perhaps, trying to get this ready, get Chapel Off Chapel, you reckon?
I think if you had a blooper reel for this show, we'd be stuck there for days. It's pretty hilarious. You pack, seven very funny, lively, energetic performers in a room together, and it just never ends, really.
Well, you got Rebecca Hetherington there too. She's playing one of the leads, and Jordan Marr, isn't it? He's playing the other lead.
Yes, both very exciting, young, up-and-coming, fresh talent. Beck's just finished an exciting run on Heathers, the musical.
Yes.
And Jordan has just graduated from the College of the Arts, I think last year, maybe. But they're both hilarious in their own unique, awkward kind of way.
It looks like being a wonderful show, and I go a lot to Chapel Off Chapel. I think it's a wonderful space down there, and they put on so many shows and give people the opportunity to present their wares. A lot of theatre in Australia can't do that, of course. You really need the intimate situation for something like this, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, Chapel's a really exciting place to be at the moment, especially because the year over the last couple of years, it's really just filled up in terms of independent musicals that make their way through the venue. And it's exciting. It's kind of becoming like our Melbourne's own little version of the Haze, which is nice because you kind of get that vibe every time you go in there that you're going to see something exciting and fresh and new that you wouldn't see on a major stage. And
Stephen, did you see Titanic the musical?
I did. I saw that on Wednesday night.
Brilliant, isn't it? Brilliant.
Yeah, James Cutler did a beautiful job with that show.
Well, you've worked with James, I think, before, haven't you?
I have, many years ago, in the chapel as well.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, we did Floyd Collins.
Tell me, what influenced you to get into to Monash to do a Bachelor in Performing?
I kind of just fell into it, really, from high school.
You're acting in high school too, were you?
Yeah, I performed all the way through high school
right.
and did and trained as a youngster in singing and as a teenager in musical theatre, and kind of just found my way and knew that I wanted to study further at a tertiary level, and wasn't exactly sure which route I was going to pursue, so I decided to head into a more general degree to begin with. And that's how I found my way to Monash, and just sort of, I loved being able to explore lots of different areas of performance, because it wasn't just solely an acting course there. We did bits and pieces from everything. So we did, performance making and music theatre and directing and scenography and all sorts of things. So it was a nice varied program, and then obviously did a little bit of further study a couple of years later in musical theatre.
What's your preference? Is it straight acting or musical theatre? What do you...
I love musicals.
Yeah.
I think being a singer first and foremost, I kind of found my way into acting later and have found a passion and love for it. But there's nothing quite like, a character who can say what they want through a song rather than just text, because it just lifts it to a whole nother level.
Yeah, texting, yes, you're right. And the
Yeah.
Pokemon Go thing. Are you on that, are you?
Absolutely not.
No.
I don't have enough time to play Pokemon Go.
No, I don't know
Our
where people
musical-
get the time from. No.
No, our musical director is, though. She sits there in rehearsal when she's not playing, trying to catch Pokemon.
Oh, no. She hasn't walked down to the road or down to the cop shop down there in
I know,
Malvern Road.
but she does that before rehearsal.
Does she?
She's very busy. Stephanie Jane. Yeah.
You're giving her a bit of a plug and a bit of a rubbishing at the same time. Good on you. I
No,
like that.
she's brilliant. The music is in very good hands with Steph. She's a wonderful pianist, and she's great with actors as well, because she knows the voice really well. So she's wonderful to work with.
Tell me, Stephen, how long does it take you to learn a show like this for your lines and your songs and so on?
Well, this is quite a quick process in terms of getting a new show up. We've rehearsed for 6 weeks, and we're sort of rehearsing out of hours, so we can all still keep working
Your
and
day
earning
jobs.
money,
Yeah.
which is nice. So we rehearse 3 times a week for 6 weeks, which is, not a huge amount of time to get a show up, but, we sort of will have it at least plotted out in the first 3 or so weeks, and then spend the next 3 weeks before we open just really finessing it and polishing it up.
Stephen, what's your goal in life? Is it to become a full-time actor?
I think just to make a living from the biz, really. It's a hard business,
Yes,
but it's,
yes.
I think if you're in it for the long haul, it doesn't really matter what you're doing. Like, I don't have one particular set goal. It's just, I'd love a career that's varied and allows me to, do lots of different things and travel to lots of different places. And if I happen to earn money doing it, then that's great.
That's the benefit, isn't it? Yeah, it is very
Yeah.
difficult, isn't it, to have a full-time career in acting, because we've got a small country, 24 million, and unless you go
Yeah.
overseas and follow that dream, it's pretty hard here. Having said that, I interview a lot of people on this program, Showbiz, and a lot of the actors tell me that they've never been out of work. So that'll happen for you too, and venues such as Chapel Off Chapel give you that opportunity to show those people who are hunting around and trying to find cast members or whatever. They're going to get to see those talent scouts, aren't they?
Oh, let's hope so.
Mate, I do wish you well for this, and as you say, it's coming off in August, and the first date it's called at Chapel Off Chapel. September, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the 1st of September.
Yeah, September 1 till the 11th, I think, isn't it, from memory?
That's it.
All right, well, look, we'll look forward to that at Chapel Off Chapel. Probably get down there to have a look at this one myself too. In the meantime, wish you well with your rehearsals, and we might get to talk to you on the night, mate.
Wonderful.
Thanks,
very
Stephen.
much.
Take
Thank
care.
you.
Bye-bye to you. All right, nice chap there too, Stephen Valeri, one of the actors in First Date. That's coming to Chapel Off Chapel, September 1 to the 11th, and it's a musical with a little bit of a difference, a little bit of fun in that too. I think there should be some send-up in there, shouldn't there? The way Stephen's talking to us, I think could be quite a bit of comedy.